and there ain't much to do but drink and fight and screw, right? There's just not a whole lot to do. So you get yourself in trouble.
That's what we do in Minnesota, man. That's what we do in Minnesota.
That's right. That's right. So I get myself in trouble.
Morning, all you beautiful people. Last night we had our very first Reserved for Vets streaming sesh. It's something we're going to do every Wednesday, and I thought I would just present you this morning with 5 minutes of our favorite moments from last night. Here's my wife.
One of the things that's unique about alcohol is it turns off the part of your brain that makes you care, that causes you to be engaged, right? So you wonder, like, how does somebody end up being okay with, being homeless or sleeping under a bridge? Like, at what point does that become okay? Well, if you're drinking heavily, the part of your brain that would object to that gets shut off, right? So when your spouse leaves you, when you get fired from your job, if you're into it heavy, that discomfort is going to not be there to pull the brakes on it.
Like Dr. Dave said, just internally, I was a gross mess. I held it together on all these other levels, but internally I was just, I was a sick person.
You can just start by saying, I don't think I can do this. I don't know what's wrong exactly, but what's happening right now is not right. I know that much.
I wish that people would be that transparent with each other, because that's how we really get people to listen to us. If we enter the room and we're pissed off and we're slamming doors and we're talking about how awful the world is and get out of my way, like, nobody wants to help us.
Right.
But I just think if we, like I said earlier, lay your sword down and you just say, I can't do this anymore. And you'd be surprised at how many people want to jump up and help. It's really the truth.
If you were to say to somebody, I don't think I can manage with this anymore, everybody knows that you're pissed off all the time. So there's not going to be any surprises in the room if you say, hey, I need help with this. The problem with pride is if you become so identified with having to have things a particular way and reality doesn't match that, you have a problem. So either you're going to figure out how to bend or you're going to end up breaking.
I know the first time that a doctor told me I had a mood disorder, like, that in itself was like a mental what? And now I got to start taking medicine?
So kind of think of it like a snowball fight. So if you guys grew up around snow, I grew up in New York, so we had some pretty good snowfalls in the wintertime. You have a snowball fight with the kids in the neighborhood, right? And so if you're having a snowball fight with your neighbor and, you throw a few, you get hit with a few, it's fun. It's back and forth and it's, it's all good. But if all of a sudden all the neighborhood kids come out and they just single you out and they all just start pounding you with snowballs, at some point you can't even get up to throw one back. You just pull your coat over your head and wait for it to stop, right? And so the decision point to pull the coat over your head is clinical depression, right? So you are no longer engaging in things. You're trying to lighten the load as much as you can and just hang on and hope that it all just stops.
It was crazy because now I could look at childhood traumas. I could look at things from the military that happened to me and kind of say, fuck it. That isn't me. It happened. Let's learn from it. Let's move forward.
Look at Carrie. Carrie jumping in on the comments there. She says family and friends need to jump in and help schedule appointments and help reach out because I love what she says here. If they don't get the help that first time they try, they might not likely ask again. I'm just reminded of what I learned in my retreat, which is we're all the elephant tied to the plastic chair. And inevitably any one of us right now, here and now, can get up and move. And, my saying sometimes is family isn't a good enough reason to put up with abuse and things. And if, these people are in your life and they're not contributing to your life in a way, and you've been authentic and you've truly given them a chance to be real and important in your life, and they're still not reciprocating it, I just don't think those are the right people for you, for at least right now. Some people need to disappear for a few chapters and then they come back. And that's perfectly acceptable. And so, to anybody who feels like everybody around them is just not helping out,
right?
Maybe it's time for a new group of people.
Take family in measured doses.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a good thing we got Dr. Dave to sort all this out. Otherwise,
he's the greatest, isn't he? He is the greatest. I know. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for being with me, and we'll see you guys next week. Okay.
Likewise. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for watching, everybody.